Welcome back guys to another Zero DTE video, and today Coach Ernie is going to be talking about trading discipline, so make sure you stay tuned. If you're interested in becoming a pro trader, check out the link in the description to find Coach Ernie's Skool Community. Enjoy guys.
To be frank, listening to folks here, one of the primary objectives for me is that really becoming a much more disciplined trader. This is something I've been doing for 2 or 3 years, so very familiar with options, but really looking forward to getting in and understanding the entire process cycle that this goes through. And as I hear comments from people like Tanya and Dan, that just to pick up on what you're saying and thread it all together and make a little sense out of it.
That's great. So yeah, I just want to emphasize that routine is really what you're after. You want to create a solid routine that has purpose. Of course, you'll see that every morning that I have a morning routine that I go through, at least from a technical point of view. I also go through my own personal routine to make sure that I'm in right mind, body, and spirit, etc.
Right.
But every morning I do I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say routine, yes, important, but really more when I say discipline is that I've been one more of those cowboy type traders in the sense of I have a very high risk tolerance, but at the same time, I'm the classic example of probably those people who had streaks of great returns. And I played indexes like the NDX a lot, and it's great, but at the same time, not being as following that discipline pattern or really capital preservation. I will say that's probably for me the keyword, capital preservations. You can do great for a period of time, and then all of a sudden within 1 or 2 trades you can blow up an account. And I've done that more times than I would be willing to admit, but it's one of those. So that's really for me just all of the elements. Listening to your story and when I came across your video really hit home with me. So that's what brought me to the table here.
Sure. Then I'm going to just go and double down on the routine part, because our underlying philosophy and strategy here is to preserve wealth or to limit the volatility of our returns and our drawdowns. And the routine is what helps us stay there without being that cowboy and going outside of the normal. So if you're doing the same thing every day and executing things the same way, and it's always consistent with those values that we have, that we set up from the beginning, then you start reinforcing it over and over again. And that's what actually creates the discipline, that repetitiveness, and then seeing the result that, hey, I'm not drawing down big anymore. I'm staying within the game. And then that's typically the very first level of what you're trying to achieve. When you're trying to break out of that inconsistency habit, you want to focus first on that primary thing that we're trying to achieve. And that's becoming the best possible loser, so that we're never drawing down more or in such a way that we're always within a few trades of making a new high. And so that's our primary focus. The strategy itself is reliant on probabilities. So we're probabilistic traders. And we know that the vast majority of our trades are going to be relatively small moves. So small moves in the market and small potential in our return. I think 40% of our returns, although this might not sound small to some people, but from a asymmetric trader, it's small, are between 25% return and 250% return. So on $100, we're making $25 to $250. Those are our small returns, and those are what keep us in the game. What we're waiting for is the far less frequent medium or liar trade, but those only happen about 12% of the time. So most of the time, we're establishing that routine so that we can maintain that discipline of just churning until we hit those larger returns that elevate our account. Then our job, once we've elevated our account, is just to keep that same game going, and that is maintain or preserve the capital wherever you are, that you don't want to lose what you've gained. So when you get into that kind of cycle, that's what reinforces and creates that discipline.
Thanks for watching guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button below. If you're interested in becoming a pro trader, remember to check out the link in the description for Ernie's Skool Community.